right, guys. So this is kind of an emergency podcast of stuff that's happening. We've rarely ever done this on this show with stuff where we just off the break, just off the tap, talk about trailers that just drop and stuff. So I figured I had to talk about this trailer because, man, listen, they dropped that Black Panther trailer last night, and it was a teaser, minute 35 teaser, and man, I can't wait, man. Black people are gonna lose their. We can't tell us shit.
We've already started losing our minds. What are you talking about?
Dude, like,
no, there's losing our mind because you have expectations, and then there's the trailer dropped, and it's like you can't tell us shit now. It's like, what are you gonna say? Nothing.
Exactly. Like somebody made a quote. It was like they're gonna be lining up to go see Black Panther, looking like Coming to America. Like the Prince is here. We're gonna all be decked out in different clothes and dancing down the streets. Like, like guys, bro.
I mean, okay. So you start your when you start your trailer off. I knew Claw was in it and stuff. I was just kind of curious to see like how they were gonna do it. And what I liked was that one. Clearly, this is post Age of Ultron because Claw has no arm.
Yeah.
And you have Claw kind of describing, asking what's his face, Martin Freeman's character, like, hey, what do you know about Wakanda? And he's like, well, it's just, sheeps, and just like what we know of an African country, it's just kind of third worldish and stuff. And he's like, nah, that's a front. Like, no, they're technologically advanced, and they got all this stuff. And like in the middle of all this is happening, they cut to like the waterfalls. They cut to T'Challa, like, walking out of it looked like a mini Quinjet, honestly. I don't know if that was or not. And again, the trailer doesn't give you any indication of where, like, it takes place in the movie, which is a good thing. Clearly something's about to go down. And I told D this when we were talking, I think when I was at the DMV earlier, that it's funny that I can pick out, what's his face,
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker with the lazy eye. Like I was like, okay, that's fucked up that I picked up on that.
Oh no!
But it's like as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's Forrest Whitaker. There's no way you could tell me because let's be real, man. Forrest Whitaker in Rogue One, his character kind of came off very thankless, but he was acting his ass off in that movie, thinking he was gonna get an Oscar. I'm just saying, it's like, he really was acting his ass off in Rogue One. I'm like, dog, it's Star Wars, man. You don't really have to act, just...
He legit was going for it. I think if the script was a little different around his character, he might have, he's like, remember the vision. Like, remember the dream.
It's like, dog, chill out, dog. It's not that serious. So, we cut to, Killmonger blowing up the wall. And, that's when shit's popping off. And probably one of the biggest things about this trailer is that they really put a lot of emphasis on the Dora Milaje. Easily.
Yeah. Yes.
I
was
really
super excited when I saw them. I was like, yo, this... Funny enough, because I was having a debate a couple days before, like, Dora Milaje or Amazons. And what I saw from the Dora for, like, about a couple seconds, I'm like, I'm rethinking my position on that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the biggest thing is that because here's the thing, it's like the Dora Milaje really are kind of a key component of Black Panther mythos. Like you'd be dumb not to include them. Like you just can't include them. And I think that, and it's very smart because with T'Challa, the Dora Milaje are kind of a component of him and stuff and his relationship with them and such. And you see that you saw it in Priest's run. You saw that in Hudlin's run. You saw that in Coates' run as well and stuff, where his relationship with them. I think in Coates' run it was a little bit shaky because of what was going down in Wakanda at the time, but it's still a relationship nonetheless. Quick flashes. Michael B. Jordan's going to kill it as Eric Killmonger.
Yeah, I think he will too.
He
not for me though.
You really don't think so?
Okay. He's the guy. I just think it's a little off. I don't know. My jury's still out on him because I've never really liked Michael B. Jordan, so that's probably where it's coming from.
Hold on, are you saying just as an actor or just like you just didn't? I mean, did you like Creed at least?
I liked Creed for what it was, Rocky Light.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a little bit better than Rocky, just in terms of like the narrative. But yeah.
Yeah, but I just didn't like. I don't. Okay, so
It sounds like you don't like him. Period. That's what it sounds like. I
No,
think
if
you
it's
got a
just the
bias
acting,
on
I get
it.
it. I understand because it's like some
his
people.
acting isn't where it is.
He got time. He's still young.
I mean, I think that he's got the ability, and I think he's got the range. Just based on looking at him from The Wire to looking at him from Fruitville Station, you know what I'm saying?
he's
Like, I
grown.
really feel like he can if he, works himself. But I don't think he's got that standout role just yet. But I think I can see where your bias is kind of coming from.
It's not going to be this one.
No, I mean, no. Well, I don't think it's gonna be this one, but I think it adds on to a totem.
Hey,
like
listen,
for him
man.
to go and
Listen.
do a villain role, that's a good move, in my opinion.
Listen, when you have a movie that has Forrest Whitaker and Angela Bassett, there's going to be some acting, and it's going to make Michael B. Jordan's acting look a little diminished a little bit. So it's like, that happens. I mean, look at the first Thor movie. You got Anthony Hopkins in that movie, and that's somebody that can act. Him and Tom Hiddleston can act circles around Chris Hemsworth. That's just fact. Legitimately act circles. So I was cool with the first Thor movie where it's like Chris Hemsworth had a charisma to him where it worked. And I think if you didn't have a Anthony Hopkins and, Tom Hiddleston around him, you probably would have noticed the flaws in Chris Hemsworth. So it worked. I think with Black Panther, it's like, well, you got Chadwick, you got Forrest Whitaker, you got Angela Bassett, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot of famous black people that popped up in that trailer and in spurts.
Lupita.
Oh yeah, did y'all see the cat from Get Out?
Yeah,
like,
man.
I was like, yeah, what the heck is he doing here? Like legit, like I looked this morning and I said that to the post and I was real surprised by that. But the thing that caught me off guard about this trailer is just how great their costumes look. Like legit, like the devotion that they actually put into how they look, I think was something I was worried about low key. But this looks amazing. The way that they actually looks amazing.
I mean,
every single person.
In my opinion, this is how I think about it. I think with like Wonder Woman, with DC, what they did was, okay, Patty, go do your movie. I really think they said, dude, just go do your movie. We're just going to give you the money, just go do your movie. And I think they didn't have too much into it because this is, to me, the best costuming, like what Sam just said. This is what I've seen in terms of like the costumes. This is the best thing I've seen out of Marvel.
I mean, and that's I mean, hell, they've came a far cry from Phase 1. Because I think the weakest costume in Phase 1 was Cap's costume in the first Avengers movie. That
trash.
Look, if there was anything trash about Avengers 1, it was Cap's costume. I mean,
it was just so out of place.
That costume was only cool when Cap didn't have that mask on. That was the only way. When he didn't have the mask on, I was like, the costume is halfway decent. But that's why I was like, when Winter Soldier happened, I'm like, thank God they improved that costume. Thank God Age of Ultron, he got a better version. It's like, you need that. And I think this one, they really went all out. I forgot who's doing the costuming for this movie, but man. Like,
even the little details, like Lupita's costume when she's walking through the club, the Dora's costume when she's fighting the dude, just that dress, like not even like the bigger costumes, like Black Panther's costume, like just the little ones.
I was waiting for it to have the gold accents. Ruthie Carter is the one that does the costume designs for Black Panther.
All right.
Yeah. I was expecting the little bit of a gold on the Black Panther costume. I was expecting it, didn't get it, but I'm not tripping too much off of it. I know they have a toy that's coming out. It might be either a figure arts or just a regular toy that has like the actual gold Black Panther.
I really feel like he's gonna get a different costume because the costume that showed up, in the trailer, as cool as he looks, I feel like he's gonna have a different attire that they're gonna switch him into.
By the end of the movie or in the middle of the movie?
I think it's gonna be like midway or towards the third act. I really do. Like I feel like he's gonna come to some kind of transformation because I don't see him keeping that same outfit going into Infinity War. I really don't. I feel like they're gonna change him. They're gonna switch him up some kind of way.
Hey, real talk, dude shooting him with the AK and the bullets bouncing off. Pretty dope.
Yo, that was sick. That was sick. Like this movie, this trailer had so many sick moments.
Dude, Wakanda. It looks just like the comics.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I screamed when that guy put on that mask to go free Claw.
Oof.
I was like, I want that mask.
I need it. That's his mask from the comics, I believe. I believe so. It is.
I want that mask.
Yeah.
Look at that little detailing like that. It's made such a big difference.
Actually, the tribesmen and what they're wearing is the detail too for me that kind of stuck out because they literally had different tribesmen and what they're wearing that looks different than, say, the Wakandan tribes and stuff. And I'm like, oh, they're really going all out with how all the different tribes, like in the comics, are like they look different than everybody else. Nothing is uniform.
Exactly.
So I'm like, man, they went all out. Like homeboy got like he's from the Water Tribe and he got his little gear on. I'm like, okay, that's actually really good attention to detail.
Yeah,
I was scared. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Because what I'm gonna say
I was scared that they were gonna go a little Thor route with their costuming. You know, like go Asgard and then make it look, because it's a different society from like regular Marvel. I thought they were gonna do that, and I was really scared. And I'm glad they didn't.
I think Coogler was like they wanted to go kind of a mix of traditional African garbs that we know, but also kind of like, with the comic book vibe and stuff too. So yeah, I mean that is a good fear to have, at least initially. Like I don't know how it's gonna look,
Yeah, I think that as soon as you got like black people like up there in the different sections between a waterfall, just sitting there dancing and getting it, like that alone. Like for any old school 90s, 80s, fan of just like good black culture, to see something like that, they'd be like, oh, I'm all in this. All they had to do is show that one shot right there. But, I mean, for me, the controversial thing for me to say is this, and me and Chris talked about it a little bit. They were like, all right, DC, look, we're going to give you due. You had this overdue. We got you a week and a half, right? All of a sudden, yesterday, like in the morning, I think it was, I sat there and I looked at this picture and I was like, okay, this is kind of Photoshop. I looked at the bottom of it and I was like, what, trailer tonight during the finals? What? They were like, okay, I said legit on my channel, I was like, this is going to be an atom bomb because nobody was prepared for it. Because that diverts all attention away from Wonder Woman straight to that. And now I'll give Jeff Johns credit for giving, like, using tag and, like, celebrating it and whatever. But legit, like, DC got kind of humbled a little bit. They got checked. Because I was sitting there, like, yo, these men are smart because it targets our demographic. They went during the NBA Finals. Instead of waiting for D23, instead of waiting for Comic-Con, they were like, nah, during the NBA Finals, under Wonder Woman's second week, we're going to drop this joint. And I'm like, yeah, Wonder Woman's going to make its money this weekend, but everybody legit is going to be talking about Black
Panther. The hashtag Black Panther Twitter is like still today, as of this morning, is still like the most, like, it's still trending.
I have to give credit where credit's due, but I think that it'll still work for everybody's advantage because it still spreads, this need and yearning for the comic book genre. Because, yeah, we got November for Justice League, but then February come around is going to be Black Panther. So now people are excited for February. Black History Month is going to be the most celebrated History Month.
Look, and Pacific Rim 2 is coming out, and it's going to probably get that bump from Black Panther too. You already know that.
Gosh, bro. So
man, listen, I will say this. We were at the East Coast Black Age of Comics in Philly like about 3 weeks ago. And a lot of the black creatives there and stuff, they were saying like, hey, Black Panther comes out, there's going to be like a window for a while where Hollywood is going to start mining for like black creative stuff that's there. Yeah. And it's like you might as well get on it while it's hot.
Yeah.
So
this
is true.
I just can't believe the way they strategically did that.
I didn't expect it. Honest to God, I got to work and it was like Black Panther. Actually, no, somebody had tagged me. Taz from Super Suit Show. He tagged me in the tweet, and it was literally like, "Oh, Chadwick Boseman" on the poster, and I was like, "Oh, that poster looks all right, Photoshop a little bit, whatever." And
exactly.
It was like, and then he was like, "No, the trailer's dropping tonight." I was like, "Get out of here! No way!"
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Like Vito tagged me on it, and Vito's from our channel Earth 2, but he tagged me on it, and he was like, "Yo, Mo, tonight," and I was at work, so I couldn't really fanboy. So as soon as I caught a break, I was like, the excitement, I can't even contain it. Like, the poster looked good. I thought it was okay. But when I found out that they were dropping a trailer, I was like, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Even like the trailer, man, it reminded me of when Creed first came out. That trailer had me so hyped. Even if Creed wasn't a good movie, I was excited of it just because of the beat, because of the tempo, and it progressed the same way. I was like, Ryan, you genius. They got an African-American, amazing director to make this his own. And I remember when you and me both were at San Diego Comic-Con when we were in Hall H when they had everybody from the cast go there, right, CJ? And when they all came up to present, I was like, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be so awesome. I didn't even need footage. I just needed the cast up there. So, yeah, I was hyped then, but now I can't believe this.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I watched this trailer about 10 times. And, like, it's just, you see all these things, and it's like, look, I mean, you can piece together a lot of stuff. I think clearly it looks like the beef with Killmonger and T'Challa, because you see at one point in the trailer they're both fighting, and I'm pretty sure that's not the end of the movie. I'm pretty sure that there's some that fight or whatever probably has something to do with who is going to inherently take over as Black Panther, and I'm pretty sure Killmonger probably lost. Hopefully, I'm guaranteeing you, Killmonger is definitely working with Claw, so because of course. Yeah. I need to see Claw with that weapon on his arm though.
It's coming. I know by the end of the movie. By the end of the movie, it'll come.
Hopefully, they don't show any trailers with it.
Yeah, keep it a secret. I mean, hell, they kept the secret of Zendaya's role in Spider-Man: Homecoming low key for long until they just now came out. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it.
Yeah, but, I don't know.
So there's something about it. Oh, yeah.
They said who she was and stuff. I haven't read it. I don't want to because that movie comes out in 3 weeks from now. So
yeah, I did mistakenly, and I honestly, the only movie that I feel like Marvel has spoiled way too much of is Miss Spider-Man. I feel like
but I think that's the trick because everybody's assuming that Stark is going to be in the movie big time, and I'm like, no, I think that's the way they're playing the trailer because at most
they have to sell it.
Yeah, you have to sell it. I think at most he'll be in the movie for 6-7 minutes tops. And that's spread throughout the whole movie. He's in there total. Like that whole shot with him and Spider-Man and Iron Man flying through New York. I'm like, that's probably the end of the movie.
Yeah, it probably is. It's just, I think for me that I'm slowly starting to pick the movie apart, like from sections. Like I'm like, all right, I know what happens during this section. I know what happens during this section. And I hate doing that. Like when I looked at The Force Awakens, when that first 2 trailers, the only ones that I remember, I had no idea what I was getting as soon as I got into the movie, and that's what I wanted for Spider-Man: Homecoming. But I'm kind of getting like a little bit of an absorption of content, and I think that I don't know they have the danger of doing that with Thor Ragnarok, which kind of to your point, like now with Thor Ragnarok, he is surrounded by Oscar-winning actors,
talent,
like straight talent, to the point that now I'm like I'm excited for Thor Ragnarok.
Even the teaser for Thor Ragnarok, that's another teaser that got me excited for Thor, because it's like, I was moderately excited for the first 2 Thor movies, but never like, oh my god, I'm excited and stuff like that. And I think me and all of us, we were talking about this on our Wonder Woman spoiler discussion. It's amazing that when you see Wonder Woman and seeing what Patty Jenkins did with that movie, I was curious on what she would have did with Thor 2.
That's a good point.
Because I think she would have killed Thor 2.
She would have made me give a shit about Thor instead of just like, Thor's okay.
Or maybe even make you give a shit about Jane, because let's be honest, I haven't given a shit about Jane in any of the Thor movies, like 1 or 2. Like she's just been there.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I think she's just been spinning her wheels, just like you said, she's just there. It's like,
yeah. Somebody made like a really interesting comment though. What do y'all think? If Michael Jai White instead of Michael B. Jordan would have played Killmonger
years ago, when they had John Singleton on tap to do a Black Panther movie, this is back in 07, 08, I could see a Michael Jai White as Killmonger.
I still could though. He to me, in terms of just being a better presence, not necessarily a better actor, just his presence alone is just, I think would have elevated, and again, he gives me like the look.
The
if we're going
physique
for-
is definitely there. That man
Yeah,
could
like-
destroy
I
somebody.
mean, he could do
looks
it.
like he could.
He could do it, but I think what they were going for was you wanted actors that were in the same age range that had that youth. It's not to say Michael Jai White looks old as hell. He still looks like he did when he was Mike Tyson back in the '90s and shit. So
Yeah.
So it's like it's not a question. I think they had their reason, and also, I mean, Michael B. Jordan is like the thing that Marvel does at times when they get certain actors, they go with who's hot. Chadwick and Michael B. Jordan are hot right now. Now, if Michael B. Jordan wasn't hot, I think they might have would have went with Michael Jai White, possibly.
Yeah. I think that another thing is, to your point, is that they want somebody that can grow into the role, kind of like what Tom Hiddleston is growing into Loki. Like
That's true.
If they don't kill him and they allow,
I don't think they will, because Coogler doesn't really do that kind of shit where he's like, "Oh, kill him." It's like, come on, like.
Yeah,
He'll
and
get
that's why I'm more excited for this because I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. No, you had it.
I'm saying that's why I'm more excited for this. Is I really feel like this is in his hands, like almost 100%, because one, they've seen, with Patty, I'm pretty sure they've seen their mistake now. Yeah. And when they gave Coogler this role, and even like I said, even in the little detailing, like in the costuming, I just feel like they've just said, make your movie, like, because I think this is one of the last movies before Infinity War, or this is in Phase 4, right?
Yeah, it's the end of Phase 4.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of. I'm sure there's not going to be a lot of tie-ins to make Infinity War work with this.
No.
But
this is before Infinity War because it comes out February next year, and then Infinity War comes after it. So yeah. This is. But
I'm saying since it's the last movie, there's not going to be a lot of like. You don't have to force tie-ins to Infinity War, so you don't necessarily have to have like. Feige like looking over this with a fine tooth comb. Like you can literally just make your movie, and then if you want to do a post mid credit scene, you can just throw it in there. Yeah. Like you don't have to like mention every hero in the Marvel universe in this industry.
Yeah. I mean, that was the biggest thing about Phase 2 was. Because, I mean, outside the Thor 2 stuff, it really felt like they let Shane Black do what he wants with Iron Man 3. Because that was a very Shane Black movie. It was through and through. Like I didn't see any sort of. It had that Marvel look and stuff, but that was very much a very Shane Black kiss bang bang with Iron Man, and I was fine with that. I was fine with that. I know some people had gripes with it. I get that. That's a different discussion altogether. But like outside of the Thor debacle with Patty Jenkins and that mess, which like you said, clearly they learned the lesson. I mean, hell, they let the Russos do whatever they want on Winter Soldier, and that shit worked. And bam, they're doing the stuff with Infinity War. And hell, even I'm not gonna say the thing with Edgar Wright, people don't really realize is that Edgar Wright's script worked for Phase 1, but for what they were doing for Phase 2, it's like you kind of had to like change it up. It is what it is. So. But
I would have loved to see the Edgar Wright Ant-Man movie though.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they gave Scott Derrickson a lot of leeway with Doctor Strange, because that's another movie that didn't have to go like, oh, we're going to tie into this. It was like, yeah, sure, we dropped the whole, we have the Infinity Stone in this movie, but it's not the focal point of this movie, So, but I think with Coogler, they was like, you know what, look, make your movie. We know you're going to do good. We trust you. Go for it.
Yeah, and I think that they definitely pulled what they did with James Gunn. Like they gave James Gunn complete control of it, because that could have failed, flopped, or whatever, and they were like, go for it. The Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was revolutionary. To me, still one of the best, if not the best, Marvel movie, because it worked on its own. And I think that they did the same thing with this one with Ryan. Like I said, I never forget being in Hall H and hearing them talk about how much, they were just giving it to his hand. That's what Feige said specifically. And so, I mean, I'm really curious to see how the movie's going to come out. I'm really curious about the soundtrack, low-key, because I loved what they did with the Creed soundtrack, and I love what they did with this trailer, but I'm curious to see what kind of a soundtrack is this movie going to actually have. But I think the cinematography is going to be dope. I think the action scenes are going to be dope. If I had to do a prediction right now, I would probably say this movie's going to be like a B+. I think it's going to be really good.
I think it's going to be Winter Soldier level, because it looks like they're going very political, like kind of like Coates' run that's going right now, where it's like political with some action in it and stuff. I think that's going to work. I think it's going to definitely be like Winter Soldier level, where it's like, they are not pulling any punches. They're going full tilt. they're all like that trailer was basically like if you look at all the trailers for these movies like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think Thor Ragnarok and Spider-Man Homecoming, there's like basically a lot of humor, right? Yeah. This one was all business, like straight up.
Yes, straight up, yeah.
Just off the break. Even though Claw was like laughing and stuff, you saw T'Challa kind of look like, really, dog, really, but it's all business. There's no funny moments. It's like, no, we're getting down to business. This is Black Panther. He's kicking ass, taking names. What?
Exactly, dude. I go ahead.
To be honest, I think that's how you want to go with Black Panther. I don't think you don't want to, inject a lot of unnecessary humor in Black Panther, because that to me will take you totally out of the movie. Mm-hmm. It's like he's he's the serious character for me in the Marvel universe. Like if you read all of his stuff, I mean the humor for what I've read from Black Panther is not like funny haha humor. It's like, oh, shit's about to go down type humor, or like
that's what made that Claw thing. You're laughing, but not so much at T'Challa
it wasn't
her.
Like
it was just Claw is just crazy as shit. That's all it is.
Yeah, Claw is crazy as shit. So he's just like, yo, you don't know what's about to happen right now, because who knows? Maybe right after that laugh, he gets sprung.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's gonna happen. And I mean, the reality is like that dude's a great actor. Like I can't wait for his movie World of Planet Apes. I'm glad we got like
he better get an Oscar for that shit. He better get an Oscar.
Oh, he better.
He should have been got it. He should have been got it.
He should have been got it. He's done 3 of them joints. Like, he should.
You got Caesar literally talking and speaking fully for him. You better give him an Oscar. That's dumb. How you not give him an Oscar already?
Yeah, but
I mean, does it fall in the place of a superhero type movie where they almost don't get Oscars?
Yeah,
didn't he get nominated for Smeagol and Lord of the Rings?
I mean, he got nominated. I don't think he got nominated as an actor. I think that the Golden Globes gave him a nomination, but the Academy didn't, because the Academy looks at it like, even like if you look at what is her name? Oh my gosh, the chick that played Gamora when she did Avatar, everybody was like, her performance was amazing. That's probably one of her best performances. But the Oscars were like, because this is VFX, we can't judge off her acting. So like, they still have not made a place specifically with the Academy for anybody that does voice acting and performance-based art, even though it requires more. So
because it's motion capture, right? You still have to capture my face and my facial emotions to put on this. On this thing.
I mean, that's what Lupita had to do in Force Awakens. Like, she had to go through that same process to get her character, like, legit, like, showing her emotions and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, you have to give an Academy, because that takes work.
And for the fact that motion capture has come from where it's come from to where it is now, I think they need to start recognizing, like, people like this.
Yeah. He's a pioneer of that. He's the pioneer of it. Because it wouldn't even think that
they wouldn't do it until, like, the old Hollywood, like, retires, because old Hollywood probably isn't going to do anything about it. It's
old Hollywood is still hanging around like the freaking herpes and shit,
like a bad flu. Like, they don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm still surprised about that Moonlight joint.
No, yeah, we're at the point where superhero, like, comic book movies need to start, like, being recognized for just more than that. Like, they're getting better and better, and nothing to show for it. Costume award here, soundtrack award here, VFX award here, or posthumous award. Like, nothing in terms of, like, the actors themselves. Like, people have to put themselves through, like, grueling. Think about Logan, like, and the fact that Hugh Jackman may not even get nominated, or
he's gonna get a nomination. I'm gonna predict that he's gonna get a nomination. He might not win. I don't think he's gonna win, but I think he's gonna get nominated. Low key, I want James McAvoy to win for Split personally.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just saying that he's gonna get nominated.
But think about it, Split kind of sort of is in the genre because of where it's, the connection they've made to it now.
Supervillain, yeah.
They've made the connection with what's the name of the movie? Unbreakable.
Yeah.
So because they've made that connection, he might get a nomination, but he won't win just because of that. He should, but he won't. Like,
yeah, that would be terrible. That would be so terrible. But I think that I heard something today that I don't know if she phrased it right. I like her reviews, but she said stuff that kind of all kills. I'm talking about Grace Randolph.
Yeah.
She did her dissection of the trailer, and she was like, "This is amazing." But she said something that I think is very true. Just the way she said it was wrong. She said that what Wonder Woman was for the women demographic is the same that Black Panther is for the African American demographic, and it's very true.
Yeah, I mean,
like on a historic level, in every level.
Yeah,
and
and that's the thing too that I was mentioning, because I talked about on Periscope earlier. I was saying, like, a lot of black women, they felt like, hey, there's black women in Wonder Woman, but they didn't feel they were getting their representation. But it was kind of like, I said it was kind of a 50-50 kind of thing, because it's like, I have expectations going to an origin movie that they're not going to. I knew full and well they weren't going to. I think you're on Themyscira for like 25 minutes tops.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, that wasn't enough time to really go over the nuances of Themyscira, the politics and all that stuff. So you just got a tease of it, and you just hope, crossing fingers, sequel, they, set in modern times, hopefully they intertwine Themyscira stuff so we can see more of that. That's the only thing you can really hope on for. And I mean, that's just what it is,
Even as a man, to be honest, I just felt like Themyscira didn't even get its full due. Like, forget the fact that I'm a black man.
Oh, yeah.
Themyscira just didn't get a full view. Like, Themyscira was very small from what we saw. It was just the front of the island, the storage room or whatever you want to call it.
1/4 section of Themyscira, that's about it.
Exactly. It was very small. Now, what Black Panther is, first of all, I'm African. I have African roots. Not even that I have African roots. I am African.
Yeah.
And I live in America, so I'm if you look at me, no one's gonna say, "Oh, you're African." First of all, you're just gonna, "Oh, you're black." So I fall in that category of where this is like for the culture, like dead ass. When people say for the culture, I think this is the movie for the culture, because first of all, Black Panther is set in Africa, and it's he's an African hero, and then he's black. So I just love all of it. So this is gonna do more for me per se than what I'm not trying to put myself above anyone, but I'm just saying this is just going to do a lot for me. So like when I saw when Sam mentioned those women or the Africans dancing on the waterfall, like when you look at the detailing in their clothes or in their outfits, that was like, are you kidding me? This is like something I've seen back home.
They clearly have writers that they clearly, like, whoever's writing it, I don't know who's writing the movie. I'm pretty sure Coogler is having a hand in the writing, but whoever else is on that writing team, they really were like, okay, we can't fuck this up. We really gotta like pay attention to detail on these little things, because at any point in time, if they fucked up any little small thing, they know the internet would get on their ass on that shit.
Oh please, I will, because I'll tell you this: Marvel, with the exception of maybe DC and Batman v Superman, that opening scene, Marvel has messed up Africa. Let's look at even the X-Men movies. Wolverine, the first Wolverine movie, that was definitely not Nigeria.
Oh my gosh!
Well, they said in Civil War that was Laos. It wasn't really Africa per se.
So exactly, like that. Just I was watching it like, am I supposed to believe this? Like, come on, man, get out of here.
But I bought it just because I was like, well, that looked like that's just one section of Africa. Because I mean, even in Age of Ultron, I'm like, okay, I know this is only representative of just a section of Africa. This isn't Africa as a total, but I can see how some people might feel some sort of way about it. Like, I get it, you want that representation to be good, and it's like, fuck, we didn't get it,
Yeah, I mean, so I've always felt like kind of slighted and cheated, but from what I'm seeing here, if we're going with this representation, you have to go all in and full out. Like, I mean, but I've also seen some criticism. Are we going to talk about that? We're just going
go for it. No, go for it.
Oh,
okay. So I've seen some criticism already. Like someone said this movie is set in 2017, and you have people with spears, and you have people dancing and walking around and looking like this. I'm like, yeah.
That still happens.
It still happens. So how can you not know anything about how can you not know anything? And just open your mouth and say
even in the comic, that still happens.
No, forget the comics. Let's be real.
Oh no, I know it's real, but it's like, even if they're going to go on the logic of comic book logic, I'm like, even in the comic book, Marvel's been pretty smart to still keep that little aesthetic in the book too. So it's like that argument that person is saying, it's like, that's stupid either which way. It's like
very stupid, and I don't understand people. First of all, I don't understand people who don't read comic books, who always want to criticize comic book movies. and who don't know what they're talking about and still feel like the need to say things. I've always been off about it. So,
Yeah.
but that's like the only criticism I've heard. But everyone is like Black Panther so lit. That's the hashtag I've seen on the internet. Like Black Panther so lit. I'm in there too. So,
there's nothing. I mean, like I said, well, actually, it's a minute 50 teaser. My bad. I said minute 35, but it's like there's really nothing you can really say. Like I honestly, I think this movie is going to be along the lines of Get Out, where it's like, can you really mark any complaints about this movie? Because that's how good it's written. Because it's like, if it's written good, it's like at that point, any complaints you have is just our typical nitpicky shit, and even the nitpicky stuff is just like, I'm being an asshole right now, so I'm going to complain about this, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yes, because I mean, hopefully they know like really big technical issues, but I feel like from what I've seen in this, again, it's only been a minute 35, so I don't understand how people can like really go into like dissecting a whole minute and 35 video. But from what I've seen, I just feel like everything just looks so well done. Like it looks so well put together. I mean, I'm still floored by the door. Like every shot of them was just, even every action shot of the Dora Milaje was just awesome.
They're about to give them hands to freaking all 10 of them. About to give them hands to Killmonger. I was like, okay, I need to see how this scene plays out because it could go either way. I don't know.
So that's the thing. Is Killmonger gonna defeat them? Because how did he get captured? Is he going to defeat them, or is something like that? Man,
I mean, he might have let himself get captured. Like we don't know, what's happening.
Yeah,
probably to get into Wakanda, to let someone else get in and track him and get in there. Might could be it. But man, everything I've seen, like
folks are going to be putting hands on people.
Yo, I feel like this is going to be the movie I want. I just want to see hands going, like, dude. Like,
and the crazy part is, we haven't even seen Felicia Rashad and Rod Sterling's characters. We don't even know what the capacity of their characters are.
Dang, I didn't even think.
We saw Angela Bassett for like 2 seconds, and I was like, "There's babe."
That's straight out the comics too.
Yeah,
that day right there.
I was like, at first I was like, that ain't Storm, and then I was like, nah, that's please.
That only just reminds us that if she actually wasn't busy back when X-Men 1 came out, we probably could have got her as Storm.
True.
Right.
Because that was scheduling conflict that prevented that from happening.
And I still think that if we had got her a Storm, we might have gotten a Storm tie-in, or we might have even gotten a better like.
Well, that's if they had made up with Fox and all that and stuff. Like, I legit think that the dynamics of the MCU, if they didn't sell off the X-Men because they were trying to get out of bankruptcy and stuff, I feel that the MCU would have turned out a bit differently. I mean, you probably would have definitely gotten a Storm in a Black Panther movie. That would have fucking kicked up $2 billion. That movie would have made $2 billion off the strength of that shit.
Easy.
That's an
Civil War.
That is the imagery that still resonates with folks to this day.
Yeah.
And that's why people are still talking about it.
Yeah.
It would have been a completely different movie. Like
he said, the dynamics of the MCU probably would be different because I think we'd be able to explore a lot more darker territory. Like, because I feel like the X-Men have the darker stories.
Yeah. And they're trying with Inhumans. They're trying, but it's like they just need better writers. That's how I feel. I mean, maybe that TV show might tell me differently. I hope it does. But it's just like Inhumans, they're trying. They're trying to make fetch happen because they don't have the X-Men, so the Inhumans is the next.
Yeah, so the Inhumans. I mean, didn't they do that in the comics anyway? They started writing off the X-Men a little bit and then made the Inhumans popular.
Not so much now. I think the popularity of the Inhumans, they only pushed them to the forefront. I mean, look, X-Men is still top. Their books are still in the top 10 to this day still. Depending on who's writing it. Yeah, because I think X-Men Gold, the new X-Men Gold and the other X-Men books, I think they were like number 5 and 6, I think, from last month.
Yeah, X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, and I think Weapon X. Weapon X is also like really high up there because it's.
I mean, they've been doing their thing and stuff. So it's like I think Marvel's trying to get the Inhumans up there. Hit or miss results. I mean, there's some books like Mosaic. It's an interesting book. I mean. It's hit or miss at times and stuff. The new Black Ball book is actually pretty good too.
Really?
I think the writing is very good.
Yeah, the art is hit or miss.
One was a little repetitive.
Yeah, so I mean they have some good ideas and stuff. I just think they just need to kind of tighten up on what they're trying to tell with the Inhumans and try to focus it and stuff instead of just, hey, Inhumans, have at it. And it's like, okay, well, whatever, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, but you throw Storm inside of a Black Panther movie, that's just more money getting thrown at you.
No, honestly, that's another $50 million you could easily make, because that's 50 million African American women who want to see.
It's like
Storm,
I just saw
like,
Black Panther 8 times because of Storm.
Legit. It'd be like Titanic all over again. Like those women legitimately going straight to the movie, straight to the movie.
Then Hollywood is going to be sitting back like, well, how did this black movie make money? I mean, how? Like that was my thing about Wonder Woman. Is like, how are you shocked that a movie like Wonder Woman made money? Like, come on, dog.
Exactly.
When you have something that you never had ever in life,
I think
people are going to gravitate to it. Yeah, that's another thing. It's actually a well put together movie compared to the other ones, so that's another factor. It's working in his favor.
In his favor, yeah, and it's not even well put together. I just think it's a critical darling. That's what the DC was missing, because once the critics love it, boom, that's it.
I mean, 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Once Rotten Tomatoes loves it, that's it.
Yeah, 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like,
it came out to. It started off at like a 97.
And it go down 3% like that. That's actually pretty good. That's man.
Like the day all the reviews hit, and it hit at a 97. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, what movie has come out? What I won't say what movie. What comic book movie has come out and hit at a 97? That's what I'm hoping Black Panther does. Like, it comes out and it stays at like maybe 100 for like a quick minute, and then it settles.
I think the closest they gotten was it Winter Soldier. I want to say the first Avengers movie was like, well, that was 92. Never mind, that was 92%.
What was the Dark Knight? Is Dark Knight like 90? I think Dark Knight was like starting off at like a 96, and then it dropped to like 93 or 94.
Yeah, it's like
91.
It's 91
it
right
settled
now.
at a 91.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is still pretty good though. I mean,
still pretty good.
Yeah, I legit thought that Wonder Woman was gonna drop to like a good 90. I thought that's what it was gonna drop to, and it didn't. I was like, well, daggone.
I thought it was gonna, to be honest, I thought it was gonna settle at 75. I would have taken a 75 if it settled there. I thought Wonder Woman was not like high. Like, being honest, I was like, oh, this is a DCU movie, and all the other extras. I know people love it, but I think there's still gonna be a lot more of it because it's critics based. So I thought a lot more of the critics were gonna be like, this was a good movie, but it's DCU, so 3 or 2. I thought that's what I was gonna see, but everyone was genuine about their love for it, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, look. I'll say this. Yeah, if you're hating on Black Panther, I'm just gonna say racist and just drop the mic and leave. Just saying.
Or if you're a black person that can't wrap your mind around the fact that there's still Africans in Africa that still carry spears and use swords, you're an idiot, and you don't know what you're talking about.
It's like that's my thing. That was my thing. It's like when we were talking about Wonder Woman, I think we presented very legit criticisms. You know, right? I don't mind legit criticism. Like, if there's a legit criticism with Black Panther, because let's be real about this, no movie's perfect. Let's just be real. No. That's just how it is. I mean, even Get Out, as perfect as you're going to get, that's as close to perfect you're going to get. You can maybe say there were some things you might not have liked, but even then, that was just nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking, you know?
Exactly.
So it's like, I think with Black Panther, it's like, if you can bring a legit argument, I'm fine with it. I am perfectly fine with it if it's legit and makes sense. Now, if it's on some stupid, man, I don't know why T'Challa didn't fucking say Black Lives Matter or some shit like that, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, dude, you're just being stupid right now. Just leave. Yeah. Like, come on, dog. Like,
I can already see it. Like, when the movie comes out. Yeah, when the movie comes out, and if T'Challa doesn't say Black Lives Matter, I can see like a lot of people not being okay with it. I can see the other side of people saying, okay, well, there's like one white person in it, because remember Luke Cage dropped and people were like, well, there's like no white people in it. That was the other side of it. And I mean, I can see everything, like all the criticisms for this movie. I can see it, but I'm not going to let myself dwell too much in it, because from what I've already seen this morning, I know when the movie officially hits, people are going to be like the BS meter. My BS meter is going to be super high. Like, okay, listen, I smell your shit.
If you've been in the podcasting game and Twitter game like we have since 2009, you can definitely see the gradual like shit going down with the hot takes over the years. Like, when it was phase 1 of MCU, man, them hot takes were like a mix of like, okay, I see your point, and then it was a mix of like, okay, this is just stupid. Like, what are we getting at here? You know, and it just got worse and worse, and I'm just sitting back like, just at this point, I'm just face palming, and I'm like, clearly I'm in the wrong game because these people showing these hot takes are getting more views and clicks than clearly our podcast, and we're being positive.
No, like, seriously, I feel like you have to go out of bounds. You have to color outside the lines to get those views and clicks. Seriously, like, you have to be the one that says, as a black person, you have to be the one that says, oh, this is stupid because why are black people still wearing rappers? You know, why are they still wrapping clothes around their waist as opposed to wearing, you know, regular clothes? You have to be that person. So, you know what? People are going to click on you, either agree with you or cuss you out, but you're going to get clicks.
Yeah. And that's sad. That's sometimes every day.
That's what we are. That's what we are now.
It sucks because I'm just sitting there like, man, like, would our podcast really be different if we went that way? Would we? It's like, and I wonder that, and D has to sit there and bring me down, like, hey, dog, like, we're not doing that. Just no, we're not doing that.
No, seriously, you can't. Like, if you go there, I almost think that once you cross that line,
your credibility goes out the door.
Back.
Yeah. Everything's out the door after that.
You have to be very, very careful about it. Like, even when you're arguing with one of those people, you have to be very careful about how far you want to go with them, or just how, you know, just because sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm reading my feed because I've been on Twitter for a while. I just, you know, got in the, you know, podcast game, but I've been in Twitter for a while. Like, I see certain things and my instinct just says, go at this idiot. Just go at him. And then, you know, just the better part of it says, you know what, just let him go.
Let it be.
Let him cook.
No, but there's so many of them that I just want to start just cussing out. Like, what are you talking about? Like, please stop. You know, just a please stop. But, you know, it's just, you know, it's not even worth my energy anymore because I'll just, you know, I'd rather go join the Black Panther So Lit hashtag and just, you know, and experience the love and you know, and you know, just the love and everything there, and rather than sit down and be miserable with you. So yeah, you're right. It's not worth it.
I mean, yeah. So that's my thing. So I mean, look, folks. This Black Panther talk, you know, you might be sick of it, but this shit's gonna go down all the way through San Diego Comic Con. Hell,
yeah,
it is.
San Diego Comic Con. If they show any more stuff,
Comic-Con.
No, look, if they show more new stuff at San Diego Comic Con exclusively, look, I am going to be tweeting the shit out of what I saw.
I am too. I am legit. Like, my Instagram is gonna be like blown up. Like, especially if we get in that press box again.
Well, see, the only thing that sucked about the press box is that getting signal kind of sucks a little bit because a lot of my stuff got delayed by like 10, 15 minutes because you could barely get signal in there.
It's okay. You know, people are still gonna want to see it once it goes live. So I will be liking. I'll be reposting. I'll be.
Look, Marvel didn't show anything from Hall H. I think the only thing that they showed from Hall H that me and Sam saw was the Thor little comedy skit.
That was it.
That was it. Like the Guardian stuff with freaking what's his face killing everybody with his arrows and stuff. That was at San Diego Comic Con.
And it's crazy because
I heard about that.
Some of that stuff they never showed it. They never showed it. Like, even the Spider-Man thing, they never showed what we saw.
That only popped up in the trailer later that year.
Yeah, I was real surprised. Like, I mean, it's actually really smart, honestly, because it adds more incentive to be like, okay, you want the best of the best, go to Comic-Con.
Yeah, like, if you want the super exclusive, like, I think the people who went to WonderCon got to see the trench scene before anyone.
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got to see they got to see a lot more scenes or a lot more fight scenes before anyone. So yeah, that if you want the best of the best, go to a con, man, or just go San Diego.
Hey, it was your boy, the Black Authority, that did that whole thing about, you know, nobody in Africa brandishing spears. My boy Troy, because he's a comic book writer, he retweeted it and he was like, you know, you could just watch the movie and see how it plays before you make stupid statements like this. Just saying.
Wow.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
but Troy doesn't give a shit. Troy will just say,
your head doesn't hurt.
Troy doesn't give a shit. He'll just say it and it's like, whatever, take it or leave it. You know, just saying.
No, but tell me how you read stuff like that and your head doesn't hurt, because I'm just saying, like, just looking at it, just the fact that someone can actually fix their fingers or fix your mind.
Oh no, Adam West, man.
What happened?
Adam West has died.
No.
Yo.
Batman. No.
No.
Wow. Was it? didn't they announce a Batman 66 sequel?
Yeah, a while back.
Dang, that's crazy.
Dang, that's sad, man.
That is sad.
Let me look this up. I just got a feed about it. Yeah, he died at 88. Dang, that sucks, man. That's a huge blower.
Wow.
But let's go on a lighter note, because I know, hey.
Yeah.
I do not want to end on this note here, but
that just crushed me a little.
That crushed me a little bit. I'm like, oh man.
And I'm not even a Batman fan like that, but yo, Adam West is like
R.I.P. man.
Like,
R.I.P. to Adam West. Jesus. Man.
Oh man.
Hold up, it's not a fake. This ain't a fake site, is it?
This is real, bro. This is
TMZ and all that shit.
Yeah, you type in Adam West anywhere, like.
Shit. Man.
Yeah.
But folks, watch Black Panther. Get hype. These talks will go throughout the remainder of the year.
Let's get hype for the culture, man. Let's just get hype for the culture.
Actually, ended on this. If you really want to get into Black Panther, I recommend Black Panther Volume 3. That's Christopher Priest's run. That's basically him. Priest really kind of put his stamp of approval on Black Panther. Like you mentioned Black Panther, it's Priest all the time.
Really? No, I would have thought it was Coates.
Well, Coates now, but I'm saying Priest was kind of like that person that really put Black Panther on the map, because that was right around the time when Marvel was coming out of bankruptcy, and they were just like doing. I think that was right around when they were doing like Marvel, the darker Marvel stuff, and he was like, the Black Panther book was kind of like that.
Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Not Gotham Knights, but
Marvel Knights.
Knights.
Yeah, Marvel Knights. Got Volume 4 Hudlin's run, which is the big thing with him marrying Storm and just his whole interactions, him kicking ass. Volume 5, which kind of had the whole thing with Shuri's first appearance, and also the Doom War stuff, because Doom actually was more like prelude to Doom War. Doom War, very good series and stuff, which kind of sets the tone for Coates' book. Also, Coates' run, definitely, because I think it's on issue 14 now.
Yeah,
issue 14 now, where he's like kind of finding out about the Wakandan gods. It's actually pretty interesting. Also Jungle Action 5 through 24. That's first appearance of Killmonger, and also Panther versus the KKK. Not even joking.
Oh,
that was a good one.
I didn't read that one at all.
Oh yeah, Panther versus the Klan. That's his Jungle Action book. It ain't like the main, like it wasn't like Panther. Yeah, it's Panther
I was gonna actually ask y'all, do y'all think he's gonna have a transformation in the movie?
Possibly.
I was really curious to see if they're gonna cut out.
I hope they do. I hope they have the Hall of I don't want to call it the Hall of Panthers, but like where he goes into this hall where it's like of King's Past.
Oh, like right now where he's like King of the Dead.
Communicate with them.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, he became King of the Dead in the comics and stuff. He was basically talking to past Black Panthers.
The old Panthers. I hope they kind of,
if they set it up where he talks to his dad, because John Connie is coming back. So maybe, and I know that's more so flashbacks, but if it's like a scene where he's looking like a Jedi ghost, I'd be like, yo, this is hype.
I hope they do that, or like at least allude to it. Don't make it like if they don't like do it, just make it so it happened, or it's happening, or it's going to happen. I really I want Black Panther to have a franchise. I don't just want it to be a one-off.
Yeah.
So like everybody, let's get your hype up, man.
Especially now that Cap and Iron Man have had their run, like let's rally behind. All right, give us Black Panther, and y'all take Captain Marvel. Like let's just give them their own franchises. Like let's go for it.
Let's go all the way, because look at what happened with Wonder Woman. Just because everyone rallied behind it so hard, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen the second week. And just because of that, the talks for a sequel is just super high. So let's do the same thing for Black Panther, man. Let's get behind it 100%, and let's just get it. Let's just get it on a popping. Like I want to see them. I also want to see, like you said, if Michael B. Jordan is going to be Killmonger and they don't kill him off, I want to see him grow into the character.
Oh yeah, I mean, because that's a character that has always lingered in the books in some way, whether he's trolling T'Challa or he's fighting him straight up. Like he's like, I put him in the category of Loki a little bit, except just more ruthless.
Yes, he's more ruthless. Loki's more cunning, and he's more. Man, I can't wait.
Killmonger is just like, yo, I'm taking that crown, dog, whether you like it or not.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Whatever I gotta do for it. Like if I gotta, I don't care who I gotta kill. I will do what I gotta do. Period. Because he feels like it's his.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm digging that fight between him and T'Challa. I'm like, yo, I gotta see that shit because he got beef, legit beef.
Yeah, and I mean the fact is,
I hope Michael B. Jordan can kill the fight scenes, man. I really hope, because I mean he did really do good with the Creed choreo, and I thought he really did well with it. So I hope like he can kill the fight scenes, because we already know T'Challa, what's his name? He could do
Chadwick
it.
Boseman.
Yeah. Chadwick is really nice with the action, and I mean we've seen him, in other movies just be, his hand to hand is on par. So I just feel like he can. We already know what he can do. It's now up to Michael B. and everyone else. I mean,
I meant to mention this too. So how do you think the accents are going to go with the other characters? We already seen T'Challa and his dad talking. It was actually pretty dope. They actually had like that authentic accent. It wasn't on that Will Smith shit where it's like, yeah, that's just horrible.
Yes, please. If it's better than the Will Smith shit, yes. I mean, no, seriously. Let me tell you, I felt insulted. Again, this is what I've said. Hollywood to me has always disrespected Africa as a whole. Like,
yeah.
It's either you don't go with authentic accents, or you don't go with African actors who can actually be being these roles.
Yeah.
So I just really wish like have you guys seen Beast of No Nation?
Oh man, that movie is like really good.
I haven't seen it yet because I'm actually gonna watch it while doing Riff, so I want to actually react to it and watch it. I know it's amazing.
Oh, it's really good. It's damn good.
So
don't say anything.
I asked that to say this. In Beast of No Nation, they didn't mention a specific country, so they brought in different accents from different parts of West Africa, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
The accents were authentic.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who again, I am around a lot of African accents, so I can tell almost where you're from just by how you speak.
Yeah.
So if they want to do something like that, where again, Wakanda is a fake African nation, so don't necessarily stick to one dialect or one accent. Like you can do what Beast of No Nation did, where you bring in like a mix. You can have a mix because like he said. CJ said, there was a part where, you can tell someone's from the water tribe. I want them to speak in a different way. You can tell someone is from, a different part of it. I want them to speak. I want everyone to, if you're going to, because it's a fake nation, but even where I'm from, and I'm from Nigeria, is like, and in the north, you have a different accent from people in the south, and, from the east and the west. Everyone has, but you can pretty much understand everyone, technically. So that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to have distinctive, or everyone to have a distinctive accent, because you want to tell, you're not really from Central Wakanda, if there's such a thing,
Yeah, I think that the thing is that the reality is we've been talking about a 1 minute and 40 some whatever trailer
and we got an hour
and 5 minutes.
That's
guys,
good. That is good.
That's a good thing.
Job. They've done their freaking job.
That's what I'm saying. That's a great thing, because if it wasn't good, we wouldn't. Okay, what do you think about it? Boom, boom, boom. But look at us dissecting like different aspects of it: accents, clothing.
I mean, though, I hate when people are like, they'll go onto my channel and be like, "Oh, well, you're a traitor to DC," or "Oh, well, you're a DC fanboy." Like, look, I love the genre. You know what I'm saying? I want all of this to succeed.
And both companies, low key, despite the the competition, they want each other to succeed, because if one fucks up, it reflects on the other.
It looks bad on the other.
Yeah. Or even like if they do too much and like it absorbs the market, like I don't want to see another one of these because I've already got this with this film, So I mean, the reality is, man, that regardless if you thought the trailer was good or bad, it piqued your interest no matter what, and that's a good thing. And I mean. Like
all I'm saying is I'm rolling in there with the crew like the Nation of Domination.
No, I already.
I don't know if I'm gonna have the dashiki and shit, but we rolling.
Oh no, that's me. I'm gonna be in there because I already talked about I'm cosplaying Aquaman to see Justice League. What do you think I'm gonna do for Black Panther?
It's not just you; it's everybody.
I'm legit gonna probably get like a costume like Demetrius got, Chris, like low key. Like,
I don't know if I'm gonna go that far, but I'm definitely gonna do some variation of it. I don't care if I gotta wear like the Malcolm X, the Africa dashiki or whatever. It's something. It's gonna be
Yeah.
something.
I think everybody there, like the first night when it opens, opening night, shit. And I think that's a good date for it because if you think about what Deadpool did last year for February, like
Valentine's Day
put,
weekend too.
yeah, it put comic book movies in the mix because no one could think you would want to see a comic book movie that early in the year. Those are summer movies, but Deadpool said, "Nah, we gonna put it in there," and it balled out. So I think, yeah,
Listen,
this is gonna be good. That's a good date for it. So like, you and your date just carry your dashikis and your big ass head ties, and I mean, people gonna be like, "Yo, I can't see."
we
your head tie.
we joked last night after we finished recording. I was like, "Dog, if the paperwork for Trump getting impeached starts opening weekend for Black
That movie
Panther,
hits $1 billion.
it's just like opening weekend. Black Panther broke records, 300 million opening weekend. It's like Jesus."
That movie hits $1 billion for its run in America because people are gonna go see over and over again. That was my Trump impeachment luck. So I'm gonna go see it. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh, don't let that shit happen. Hell, I don't even say opening weekend. Don't let it happen on February. Period.
Bruh. I don't even know if that happens, man. I think it will shut down like certain streets in DC.
Yeah.
Man. So with that, man, hour and 10 minutes, dog. That's amazing.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Like, look at what
But the good kind of ridiculous.
1 minute and 35 seconds.
And that's just a teaser trailer.
That full
wasn't
trailer,
even-
dog.
Can we talk about that song that hit?
Who does the song? What's the song? I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm like, I want it. If I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so hard. I'm like watching it.
I'm like, oh.
I'm recording a reaction to it, and I'm bobbing my head like, oh, okay, this joint is hitting. Like, no, yeah, everything about that trailer was.
Oh, it's Run the Jewels. Legend has it.
I see it.
Run the Jewels. That's the name of the band. Run the Jewels. It's Killer Mike and his other boy, and the call is Legend. Legend has it.
Okay, it's already mine.
I'm downloading that tonight.
Yeah, it's mine.
That might be the intro for this little mini episode.
Right, you better run it.
But anyways, that's it. If you got any questions for all of us, you can hit up Sam. Where can they find you, Sam? I know you with Supercell 0320.
Yeah, so they can find me on Instagram, and they can find me on Twitter at SuperSEL0320. I've got like this interestingly small YouTube channel called JVS. You can go type in youtube.com/SEL0320 or just type in JVS. Any kind of reactions, any kind of reviews, interviews, it's all there on JVS. So definitely check us out.
What about you, Crosby? I know you said you just jumping in a podcast game, so you might as well
Yeah,
throw it out there for the masses.
Yeah, I'll put it out there. You can find, it's me and my boy Vito D. So we are on, it's Earth 2 Comicast, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. But if you want to see our faces, you can check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Earth 2 Comicast, or just search Earth 2 Comicast and you find us. Or if you just want to hear us talk about comic books and stuff we love and movies and other things, check us out on soundcloud.com/Earth 2 Comicast. Dang. That's all I
There you go, folks. You could find them there, man. So yeah, this is, man, I can imagine when we do this discussion next year, this is gonna be like a 3-hour episode. It's like, I gotta split this shit up.
We might have to do like 3 parts. Wonder Woman got 2 parts. We'll have to do 3 parts for this one.
Yeah, like I don't know if you guys follow like the Black Nerd Guy, but look at the Black Nerd Guy's. He got this random reaction that he normally never does reaction, but he had the best. And
I saw it last night before I went to sleep. But I was like, I gotta watch that. I'll probably watch it after we get off, man. But his is like, it looked like it was a natural, like, oh my god, like. Yeah,
Andre legit freaked out, and I loved it. And I was sitting there watching him freak out on this. I was like, I don't know what he's gonna do when Infinity Wars come out, because he might legit start breathing. So, it's got people legitimately hyped, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
but Sam said they humbled DC. Seriously, like, remember when Justice League came out and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Justice League is the best trailer we've seen this year."
Listen, Black Panther said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, no, because even I said it myself. I was like, to be honest, this is a teaser trailer, but this is the best trailer I've seen this year. No, seriously, minimal. Like when I say, like Sam said, he got spoiled with Spider-Man, where you feel like you got a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, they said no. We're gonna give you a minute 35. We're gonna show you Black Panther 4 times, but we're gonna show you the Dora Milaje do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. That was see because it's one thing if you structure your teaser trailer just around T'Challa and maybe the surrounding, the political stuff, right? But the fact that you structure your trailer like, oh yeah, guys, Dora Milaje, get to know them now because they're badass as hell.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I mean, because all we know about them from previous movies is move or you will be moved. Like, I think Natasha...
that was the moment right there where I'm like, yo, Natasha looks shook as fuck right now.
I think it put the fear of God in her because she moved. Like, didn't even say nothing. Just, like, straight up, like...
BP he basically helped her dodge a fucking ass whooping.
No.
Yo, he was laughing like, hey,
God in her.
Yo,
like,
he was like,
he
was laughing like, yeah, as much as I would love to see that, no.
Yeah,
let's
you
not
might
do
just
this today.
Yeah, because I mean, for the most part, Natasha is the best fighter in the MCU, and so now we've seen what other female fighters can do. Like even
Valkyrie, we gotta see what Valkyrie can do because I want to see that shit.
Oh,
because we saw
true.
a little bit of Sif. She was doing her thing and stuff, but it was like Natasha was the one that really kind of stuck out. So it's like, okay, we saw a little bit of, Scarlet Witch. I mean, granted, she has powers and stuff, but it's whatever. But now, like you said, we're opening the doors. We're seeing Dora Milaje. We're going to probably see Valkyrie. She might do her thing. So they're definitely opening the floodgates a little bit more. Hell, even the Defenders, we might see more Jessica Jones and, hell, actually, you know what? I'll count Elektra. We saw her do her fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, Elektra did her thing. Talking about, I think, she and, what's his name? They stole the second season from Daredevil.
You talking about Punisher and yeah.
Punisher and her, Elektra. They stole the second season from him straight up. Like, because he was pining about not killing people, and Punisher just wasn't caring. Just wrecking
I'm
house.
gonna tape this gun to your hand. Now you're gonna kill.
And then you just have Elektra just doing what Elektra does, like fucking shit up,
manipulate people, fuck people up for free. Yeah. I mean, hell, Defenders.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, she kicked freaking Matt through a freaking damn window.
I really think this year and next year is the year of the women kicking ass in movies. Like
Wonder Woman got the ball rolling, but it's like, yo, Black Panther was like, hey, hold my beer. Here's how you do it.
No, seriously, no, like I said, Justice League trailer dropped. Marvel said, you know what, hold our collective beers because we got Black Panther.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
I'm gonna let you finish. Like, I'm gonna let Wonder Woman get her shine on for now. It's a week and a half. I'm gonna let you get your shine, but BP coming.
Yeah, no, that's real.
And you know what's real? I was looking at trending right now, and obviously Adam West because his death is trending, but it's still, Wonder Woman's still holding firm on trending. So it's like, hey, Black Panther's still doing his thing, but it's like Wonder Woman, Black Panther, they're trending. So it's like, it hurt Wonder Woman a little bit in terms of trending, but it's like, hey, look, I think it strengthened her a bit because it's like, yo, people want to see women kick ass.
But I also think it's the night it dropped, Game 4 of the finals, where you think Cleveland is going to get swept, and you see LeBron just do his thing, and LeBron
Cena moded that shit.
Like, it made that game, because I wasn't even going to watch the game because I'm like, yeah, they about to get swept, and I'm like, it made me want to watch the game more, and just the fact that I saw the Cavs beat Golden State, it just kind of made me happier. So there's so much levels to this, man. It's like, just the night it dropped, I think, it really took. But I mean, if you still want to see a woman kick ass for now today, you got Wonder Woman, so go see that and wait, hold your beer till Thor comes out. Let's see Valkyrie or Valkyrie or Lady Death could do her thing.
Oh yeah. Lady Death is gonna put it down on folks.
Man,
from the trailer, we already saw how she wrecked Asgard, like the whole Asgard. Like, I want to actually see her do it.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't care if she stabs 3 dudes. I'm like, I'll take that.
Yeah, Kevin Feige is the smartest man in the world, man. This dude was like, okay, all right, so they announced Batman vs Superman. Okay, well, we got this to the shelf, and we're not gonna greenlit it, but now we're gonna greenlit this joint. So when something comes out, and all of a sudden, all right, we got a good week. that it's a good movie. All of a sudden, we're gonna drop this Black Panther when he knows full well Miss Marvel is still sitting there.
Oh no,
and
but see, they've been low key pushing Captain Marvel and other things like the Olympians are wearing the actual Captain Marvel like the ski suits and stuff. So they've been like, all right, we're gonna hold off because look, I don't think they started principal photography for Captain Marvel yet. I don't think so. So
yeah, it hasn't really started.
We might get.
I mean, they're still in pre.
I mean, at most, I think we might get like maybe promotional artwork.
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I mean, I'm still also very iffy about Captain Marvel because I don't really care about Danvers.
But that's Marvel's job. They got to start promoting her and making you care. Because I mean, look, they got like a good couple of years. I think maybe because it come out in 2019.
2019, yeah.
So they got about 2 years to really start getting people to care, and I think that's enough time to kind of like get. If you're not already reading the comics, okay, let's do it this way to get people caring about Carol Danvers.
I'll tell you the truth, I didn't like her in Civil War 2. I mean, I want to see what she's going to be like because we heard there's rumors that she's going to be in Infinity War, right?
I think she's probably going to make an appearance as like Carol Danvers. I don't know if she's going to have like the elemental powers and stuff like that. And I think the reality is they intentionally left it a 2-year gap so that they can refine any of the problems that was with Wonder Woman and capitalize on them. Mm-hmm. I think that these two corporations have to talk to each other because they could have easily put Black Panther in November just to kind of be petty. But they were like, no, we want to give them their time, give them 3 months, come out with this, and then another few months we're going to have Infinity War, so it's not going to matter. So, I mean, I think they're talking. I think that they're trying to perfect
it. I would say this: Marvel has already won 2018 because just for the fact that DC only has one outing.
Well, I mean, they intentionally didn't put anything out because they didn't know if Wonder Woman would work, and they didn't know if Justice League would work. So, like, they left their whole slate open. So, I think that what they're doing low key is they got Aquaman working, but I think that they're developing on something that they're gonna probably start shooting by September. I really feel like by the end of 18, we're going to get either Batman or we're going to get something else.
I feel like we're going to get 3 movies in 19 because I feel like you said, there might be some undercover, like, okay, let's just see what Justice League does. And as soon as if Justice League does numbers, they're going to just start working. And next thing you know, DC's putting this out, DC's putting this out. So, but for 18, I'm just going to go ahead and give Marvel, honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and give it to Marvel because Infinity War to me is not a movie; it's an event.
Yes,
and I think, but you know what though? It might, if everything goes right, it might be the best damn event movie you've ever seen.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it
completely in IMAX. They shot the whole movie in IMAX. The only movie ever to do this is that movie. Like I was like,
you can't call it a movie. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you laugh at me. It's an event because it's. Like, it's been, 10 years in the making?
Shoot, it might be longer than that. When did Iron Man 1 come out, Chris?
2008?
2008.
Yeah.
Shoot, bro.
Like, it's an event because everything...
10 years.
This is why I need Infinity War to work, because if it doesn't work, I'm just be mad at Marvel, because everything you've done led up to this.
Yeah, like, there's no way that Infinity War is not going to work. And matter of fact, like the follow-up, the kicker is they still have an extension to that with whatever they're going to name for this part 2 of that. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, bro, like there's no way, and I'll never normally say this, but there's no way they can mess up Infinity War. Like that's it. Like
I mean, listen, just tied into Black Panther. I mean, hell, Chadwick is already filming scenes for Infinity War right now.
Yo, when he posted that first, Vito sent me that video of his from Instagram. I was like, what is this? Like, I don't know why I was confused, but I saw his name, I saw Natasha, and I saw Cap, and I was like, wait a minute. I was expecting someone to hit the drums, but he didn't, that didn't happen. I was like, and then I looked at it again. Vito was like, yeah, he's filming it. I was like, yo, you're lying.
God. Nope, that's a seat right there, complete with African drums in front of it.
This is like, okay, he's in this. Let's go. Okay, I'm in this. Like, I'm all in for Infinity War. Just as a comic book fan, And then, the only reason why I ever would have thought Infinity War wouldn't work, because, it took the Ultimate Alliance in the comic books to defeat Thanos, and I just want to see how they're going to do it without, certain characters. And that's the only thing to me that, is a little difficult. But I feel like the way they've done their universe so far, they're going to execute it really well.
Ooh, I just realized something. So Thor Ragnarok comes out on the 3rd of November. And Justice League comes out the 17th of November.
Savage shit right there.
Which is, it's really petty. Boy,
listen.
At the same time,
they both can make money, but here's the kicker.
They can.
If Thor Ragnarok is as good as the trailer says it is, I'm talking good. I ain't like. I can tell by the trailer it's already going to be better than the first two. But if it's really good and they really represent Valkyrie and Lady Death really to the fullest, and we see everything come full circle and it's really good, Justice League might have a tinge of a problem. Just a tinge.
The November box office is gonna be flooding. No matter what, November is gonna make so much money.
But think about it. Danny said it in the chat yesterday. Marvel has they've developed a Pavlovian response. Like, once you see Marvel Studios, you have this feeling that you're gonna go see the movie. So, and people, I think women like Chris Hemsworth.
They do,
and they're gonna go see Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Maybe they don't. Maybe now they don't necessarily like him because he cut his hair. But you have that audience. You don't need to sell women Chris Hemsworth anymore. They're just gonna go see it regardless.
Yeah.
Now, for us, is we've seen Thor 1 and Thor 2, and now, because I'm still skeptical about it, I'm like, well, I mean, it's Thor.
Until the movie wows you, basically, which makes sense. I mean,
yeah, it's got to prove itself a little bit.
Like people have been cautiously optimistic about DC movies. I'm very cautious about this Thor movie, because what can you give me? Like, okay, so first Thor, he was kind of depowered. Second Thor,
he ain't depowered. He just lose the hammer, so he's still powerful. He
was unworthy.
Yeah. Well, this movie, it seems like this movie, the hammer just breaks. It ain't even unworthy.
Yeah, so it's like, my thing is, I've never really seen full strength Thor in any Marvel iteration ever, because what was it? Avengers, he really wasn't. You didn't really see him wreck like how Thor in the comic books just wrecks everything. Like, I've always felt like they missed the mark with showing how powerful Thor is. Like, for what a lot of people complain about Man of Steel, but we really saw Superman's strength, and we saw him. That air fight when him and Zod are going hand to hand at it. Like, or Smallville fight when Feora and Namek are just going at it. Like, you saw power. I've not seen that from Thor. So
they haven't been able to showcase what his true capability is.
You got hint. Like, I think the second movie did a good job of showing a hint of it, but it's like I wanted them to kind of go full. Like, can we go over?
So my thing is, if you're going with unworthy, or again, if you're going with Thor without the hammer, you're almost repeating what you did in Thor 1. So we know at some point, because it was that shot from the set of Infinity War where he had his hammer and he had his own hand. So we know at some point it's going to happen. So that's my only interest in this Thor movie, is when it does happen, are we going to see him at full power, or are we going to have to wait again till Infinity War to see him really go at it?
I think that he's going to have to go against Hela,
Thanos.
Because the reality is she's too OP. They're not only going to need help, he's going to need help, but I think that Odin is going to play a hand in it, because we haven't seen Anthony Hopkins yet at all in any screenshots or anything. So I think
this is true. We got that shot of him last year or a couple years, like he was in New York.
Yeah.
Before Doctor Strange. This was all like, the ad for Doctor Strange. You saw him, we saw Chris, and we saw Loki all in New York, like, either looking for Bleecker Street or whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the end of Doctor Strange, we got that Thor tie.
Oh yeah, because he had that long hair or whatever.
Yeah, he still had long hair. So, we'll see how it ties into it at the very least.
Yeah, that's been my own thing about Thor, is I've never felt power, because again, if you watch Man of Steel, those two fight scenes, you actually see the power of the Kryptonians. When he's fighting Zod at the end, and when they're in the air flying and punching each other, or when when he was flying down from the building and General Zod was like scaling the building looking like a rabid dog,
Yeah.
and they hit each other, and you just see the force like destroy the rest of the building. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that to me is what
I think part of that though is Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder has, from a visionary standpoint, he knows how to showcase those moments. Like even if you look at, you know what I'm saying, Batman vs Superman, the warehouse sequence. When you look at like Deadshot, like just going in with Suicide Squad, even Wonder Woman at the very end, is weird and different as it was. She went all out. Like you got to see what their capabilities is. Exactly. There's always been these one moments. The movies just tangibly haven't fused right, but there's always been those moments where, okay, I see what your true capability is.
Or in Batman v Superman, where Doomsday's about to punch Lex, and you saw actually Superman stop the punch. Like stuff like that is like, I think they've missed the mark on Thor, because we've seen Captain America go hand to hand, like in the elevator scene in Winter Soldier, where I thought that was
the whole Winter Soldier movie. He graduated from just punching and kicking in First Avenger and Avengers 1, and he graduated to, oh, this is the Cap that knows hand to hand fighting. Like legit.
Exactly.
I know kung fu, like almost like the Matrix type thing. It's like I can actually fight.
Exactly.
No, it's like, because in the first Avenger, it didn't look like he could fight. It was like
he was just using his strength. It was basically like, hey, I got this strength, I might as well punch this dude hard, and he just and I think maybe that just because Joe Carnahan, that's not his forte, which is fighting. He knows the basic. I mean, especially if you watch The Rocketeer, it was basically hand to hand fisticuffs, but it was nothing really technical. So so for what he was doing with First Avenger, it's like, I'm fine with Captain America doing that, but I was kind of left with wanting more. And even in Avengers 1, I was like, I want the hand-to-hand fighting Cap, and I'm not really getting it. And then Winter Soldier happened, I'm like, that's the Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. He even made Tony Stark look cool. The Russos made Tony Stark look cool in what was it, in
Civil War?
Avengers 2.5, Civil War, where he had to put on his little watch repulsor ray, and he was blocking what's his name, the Winter Soldier, and I'm like, wait a minute, can Tony Stark fight? Like,
yeah, exactly.
When I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, this looks really cool. Like, Tony knows hand-to-hand combat, but in my mind, I'm like, can Tony really fight?
Yeah, I think that over time, like from what I've looked at from Iron Man 1 up until this point, I think he's realized that he needs to learn self-defense. I know his suit can like adapt to a person's, fighting style, but I think that he himself have actually tried to train a little bit based on just kind of how they've had this character. It's just implied it, though. They haven't shown him.
Yeah, they haven't shown him training. It's just been an implied thing.
But yeah,
we're still talking about it.
So that's my thing about Thor. It's like, I want to see it, but I'm also going to be like, well, from 1 and 2, if you're doing this again, because that's my mentality is, oh, he has no hair, so I go to the comic book, so it's unworthy Thor. So I guess he has no hammer. But when I saw what happened to the hammer, I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not like he got unworthy or something. It wasn't like what his dad did to him to punish him. This was like some legit, like Hela grabbing that hammer out the sky, out, just in the air, stopping that joint and saying crack crack. Yeah. Like, she didn't even break a sweat to crack the hammer, bro. It's like
all I'm saying is this: BP is gonna serve them hands. Killmonger's gonna serve them hands. Dora Milaje gonna serve them hands. Man Ape is gonna serve them hands, and it's gonna be glorious. And this is probably the first time we can legit say, I don't mind this black on black fighting. This is awesome.
No, I don't care.
I don't care. Go for it.
Go for it, 100%. No, wait, time out. Was that Man Ape that had whoever he had? He was holding someone.
That was Man Ape. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I was low key like, I wish he was in the ape costume. But then again, I was like, no, I'm fine with that.
No. Let's see this first. Don't spoil anything. Don't show Claw's weapon on his hand. Don't just.
Oh, I know.
No, Chris.
I know, but it was just like in my head. I was like, "Man, that would have been dope if we got."
I feel you, because I
it's racist as fuck. Don't get me wrong. It's fucked up as hell with him wearing like a black dude wearing an ape costume. It's already all sorts of fucked up from an optic standpoint. But it's like, God, I kind of wish he did have that.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm right, man, because somebody's gonna be like, man, this is messed up.
No, yeah, I can't. Like I'm saying, like I see all the threads and all the narratives, like the woke people are gonna say, because like you just said, you just pointed that out. Some woke person, after seeing, if they put it in the trailer at some point later on, or if they put it in the movie, some super woke person is going to wake up and make a thread, probably like 40 tweets long, about how about the narrative of
the white man
of a black
wants
man.
us to wear ape suit. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, why?
And you're gonna go watch it. How dare you degrade your Afro? I'm like, yo, get out of here, man.
First off, I would literally tweet a picture of me eating popcorn and had the Black Panther logo behind me and shit. Like, I would eat the shit out of some popcorn watching this movie. I don't care.
You're petty. You're petty.
My petty level will get there if I choose to go that level. It happens. I mean, D did that shit. It was like, I think when JonTron got called out of being racist, right? D was petty as shit because D was like, look, when we started our podcast, it was inspired a little bit by JonTron, but he was like, that dude's racist as fuck, man. Fuck that dude. Like, he legit came out and said it, and like he got so much shit, but I was like, I don't know why. And if you look at who was getting more shit, it was a bunch of white dudes that like JonTron. I'm like, yeah, of course, you basically just proved his point. You proved his point.
Right.
But yeah, my pay level is gonna be on 100 when I see that shit. I'm like, oh, okay,
oh no,
cool,
oh no,
cool,
I'm
cool.
gonna be right there with you, because as soon as someone I think I might have to be petty just for that moment, just for the fact that I might have to be petty as fuck for Black Panther, and I don't care. I do not care, because at this point that we're getting, like, the fact that we're getting it.
Hey man, I mean, close to 10 years in the making. We got it though.
Are you kidding? Like, I think, like you said, if Marvel hadn't sold off rights, we may have gotten it earlier. But this is something this is a long time coming, because the comics have been out there, the comics have been doing well, and the character has been known. He's been doing well, and it's not like people don't know him.
His comic was like #1. His first issue, like last year, man, it sold out every.
No, the Black Panther versus the KKK comic, it was a huge thing when it dropped. Like, yeah, so I don't care. Like, he's people know this character, so it's like for people saying Wonder Woman is a long time coming, that it's 75 years, it should have been done. Black Panther is almost in the same route. Like, what's her name said. I know who you're talking about. What's her name?
Who?
The channel.
Oh, Grace Randolph.
Grace says some, like you said, she says some things where it's like, yo, Grace, just please don't say it anymore.
Just stop talking, please. Think. If you got to stare at us for 5 minutes before you say it, please do that. We'll stare at you.
Think
for 5
about it. Like, did you really just say that, Grace? Or let me talk about when I was watching what's his name? Not Flick Pick. So I was watching a review for Get Out. Yeah. And this guy said, he's the white guy. He's like, man, I don't know why they would, run with this narrative. He was praising the movie, but he goes, I don't know why they would run with this narrative. When I remember his name, I'm gonna send it to you. And he goes, well, I mean, I was pretty much raised around a lot of black people. Then he just cut to himself showing pictures of him with his black friends. I'm like, yo, you're not doing this. Like, you didn't just stop this movie review to talk about the narrative they went with. Just review the movie and get over it. Like, come on. Like, yeah, it was very off for me to watch it, but I like his reviews sometimes. Oh man. Oh, Chris Stuckman.
Yeah.
I mean, I laughed at it so hard because it must have been awkward for him to say, but the fact that he still went along with it. No, but what Grace Randolph said, how she said, what Black Panther or Wonder Woman was for women, and for a lot of gay people, because I know a couple of gay friends I have who connect with Wonder Woman, or who have just seen themselves as Wonder Woman. That was the first superhero they really fell in love with, because she spoke to and for them. Black Panther is, Luke Cage came out and did the same for us last year when it came out.
That was black excellence and a half.
Dude, it was just it was blackness. Like, people say unapologetically, and I don't care to use that word unapologetically, but it was straight up blackness. It was like, we're black and we're in your face, just black. Enjoy it.
And diversity, Black Panther, and so many elements of blackness.
Seriously. And Black Panther is another, but Black Panther, again, for me, is longer than that, because it fights a lot more than just racism in the country. It fights like colonialism. There's a lot more to Black Panther than just like what he stands for. So like I am all in for that, and I'm definitely like, so it's gonna do for me again what Luke Cage did, but some.
That's hilarious, Chris. The post you just made. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see a villain.
Michael B. Jordan.
Become a villain.
That's hilarious.
Oh man! But anyways, folks.
I can't wait.
But anyways, folks, we're hyped. We're excited. Hope you enjoyed this little hour and 20-minute episode because these things happen. So we will catch you guys later. Thanks, guys, for coming on. So peace out.
Later.
Yo, I can't believe we did this for an hour plus.